Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move this Tuesday. With us is Bloomberg News equities reporter Alexandra Semenova right here in studio. Got a lot to choose from, certainly to the upside. Where do you want to start?
Yeah, so a lot of green on the screen, but one company in particular that is doing quite well today is 3M. This, of course, is the company that manufactures various products across the economy, materials, adhesives, home cleaning supply, medical supply.
Post-its.
I was just going to say, I thought you were going to lead with Post-its.
I am a Post-it queen. Just come to my desk and they're all
Honestly,
over the place.
You can't even see one of the monitors. This is not a joke. You can't even see one of her monitors because there are Post-it notes all over the monitor. It's like, what's the point of the computer monitor if it's covered with paper, Carol?
There's times I'm like, wait, what time is it? Oh, wait, I can't see, so let me move the Post-its.
Well,
go ahead.
Lucky for you, Carol.
So maybe that's why 3M is doing well. Yeah,
exactly.
Because Carol bought all the Post-its.
Yeah, that
It's
and
really
also
soaring. I'm amazed. Wow.
For sure. Up about 9% right now. And this is, of course, after they kept their full year guidance at a time when a lot of companies are flying blind with the tariff announcements, scrapping their guidance, withdrawing their outlooks. They estimated that tariffs will have a negative impact on their earnings. They see an impact of as much as 40 cents a share, but still keeping that guidance for 2025, which investors are seeing as a big positive right now.
How do you
and a lot
do
of companies
that?
aren't.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I guess they're trying to wait it out, see, whether we'll get any reprieve from the Trump administration. Some companies are rushing to actually adjust for, what the toll of
Or
these
if you're
tariffs might
United
be.
Airlines, you give
Exactly. You give two scenarios. Can't go
option A
wrong.
and option B.
All right.
Exactly.
Well, speaking of tariffs that are moving a company's stock, Kimberly-Clark.
Yeah.
Not in the direction if you're long the stock.
Yeah, very much on the flip side of this. This is a company that actually lowered its profit expectations. So we're seeing the stock down about 2% right now at a time when everything else is climbing. This is the manufacturer of diapers, paper towels, also very important kind of consumer staple products. Now it sees a flat to positive 2025 adjusted profit. That's compared to high single digit profit that it forecast in January. So one interesting theme this earnings season is obviously outlooks are always important, but guidance has been particularly important at a time when, again, there are so few answers from companies on how tariffs will materialize. In fact, there was actually data from Citigroup that kind of supports the moves that we're seeing in 3M and Kimberly-Clark. They basically found that companies that kept or raised their guidance, they saw their stock move up an average of 1% the next day, but the companies that cut their forecasts, they actually saw a decline of about 4.8%.
Okay. A little sarcasm. Shocking.
Exactly. No surprise. But I guess investors punishing companies that are lowering their guidance more than usual here.
That's a good point. I'm surprised because I feel like these are consumer staples. Like you're going to buy them, even you might cut back on something else. So I'm a little surprised.
It's pretty mind-boggling. The numbers here, the company estimates that tariffs will add approximately $300 million.
Yeah. So, well, we're starting to get some, scope, right? And context around all of these tariff headlines that go back and forth. Verizon.
Another company which now is kind of flat. It was lower before. They reported a larger than expected decline in mobile phone subscribers for really interesting reason. First, they cited competition, but then they also cited that the impact of DOGE was taking its toll on the company, basically because fewer government officials were using cell phones. That's what their CEO said during their earnings call. He said, we saw some impact of the new government and their efficiency work. I don't know if he's just casting blame for perhaps high competition.
Well, maybe if they're a large government contractor in the sense of government employees using their phones, they provide phones, they provide service. If there are fewer employees, then people are going to be not going to be using those government phones.
Right.
It could be that. It's also worth noting, though, that a lot of, their competitors like AT&T kept some of their holiday promotions and they actually didn't. So that could be a reason. A lot of people also keeping their phones. I'm still on my dad's plan.
Well, okay. No.
I'm never getting off of it.
Let me just say, no shame in that. No shame in that. Thank you for your honesty.
Hey, Tim, when did you get off the family plan?
This is,
I'm only
there
kidding.
are certain things that are not to be discussed.
I didn't say that you were on it. I'm just you could ask me the same thing.
I will say, Hans Vestberg, the CEO of Verizon, made an interesting point today. He said to analysts on the call, if we see increases on tariffs on handsets, which right now are exempt because of this pause, it's ultimately going to be passed on to the consumers.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.